Arizona from the 20-yard line.
You're listening to the Casual Sports Show.
Palmer stepping away at first. Palmer extending the play. Nobody there. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to take it into Green Bay territory.
The show exclusively known as the voice of the Arizona Cardinals fan club, the Bird Gang.
Fitzgerald inside the 30, the 20. Larry Fitzgerald is insane.
Now with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Bird Gang on three. 1, 2, 3. Bird Gang.
And it's that time again, Bird Gang. And we got to add Suns Nation in it as well, and all of the fans of Arizona. It's the time for the Casual Sports Show. Again, every Monday night we do this for you. And again, apologies for last week and my communications and audio and everything else you want to put on there. It was all messed up. So Michelle was a good sport about it. She wasn't that, she was cool. She still came on and did the interview with us, but
she didn't rage quit and walk out on you.
No, she hung around too, long as she could. Just stayed in there. I'm like, okay, good looking out. But you're welcome back into the show, Bird Gang, and we love to talk Cardinals, no matter what part of the year it is. We know the season is out, but we are still talking cards. There's a lot to still get into. We're going into draft time. We're going to be going into free agency. We're going to be going into a lot of things. So Earl Burnett, he's Sean McConnell.
Hello.
And we do this every Monday night. And if you want to follow the show, go ahead and hit us up on Facebook Live and join in, or go to Twitter, YouTube page, or Instagram, and you can just kind of throw some comments up if you want on that front. So
yeah, if you think we're wrong, tell us we're wrong. We'll tell you that we don't agree with you, but it's fine. This is
Oh,
what
heck
sports
yeah.
is about.
Yeah, we you know how we do it. I mean, you're gonna have some. I mean, if everybody agrees with you, something's wrong, right?
Exactly.
But we got a good show, and let's go ahead and find out, of course, what we do every week and find out what's going on out there in this world of sports, because there's a lot.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
In the Kazual House.
Well, what's going on tonight? Of course, we got a Bird Game member coming in tonight. Jalen Thompson's dad, Devin Thompson, is going to join us tonight and talk some cards with us. So you want to stick around for that in the next segment. Also going on tonight, or we can talk about, of course, we got to talk about the NBA All-Star Weekend. And, of course, atop of that discussion will be our very own Devin Booker getting in and going out there and representing for Phoenix. So
Literally rising up to the occasion.
I know Sean's got a bunch of the soundbite. I'm pretty sure everybody has it over and over and over and over, because it's all up on Facebook and all on Instagram and everything that he was able to do. I mean, 3-point contest, of course, he came in second by 1 point, losing it, which was awesome. Still, I thought he was going to win that one for sure, but Buddy Hield got hot and somehow
Out of
got
nowhere.
that shot to go.
Buddy Hield out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
Man.
And Booker hit the distance shot, the what is that? The Mountain Dew.
The Mountain
long
Dew,
distance?
yeah. There's two of them
He
on
hit
each
that
round.
3 out of 4 times.
Yeah, that was like his spot.
Right.
It seemed like his
Right.
spot was right there.
And he's
So
the only one that's actually done it. Hit 2 of them in one round.
maybe
so.
next year they'll put a whole rack over there. See what happens.
Right.
Just saying,
Right.
Make it worth 3. Who knows?
Okay. Do you think that he did enough to cement his spot future wise?
I mean, it's going to depend on, if Chris Paul retires, who kind of leaves next year, if there is some people leaving, or is Chris Paul a guy that you just keep putting in no matter whether or not he's good or not? I mean, it's
since you're talking about Chris Paul, you got to say he was not a put in. That dude
no,
balled
this
out.
year he was not. But if he retires, if he hangs it up,
If he
drops off,
that's one thing. But I have got to say,
he's still good. I'll give him that.
I enjoy watching him play. I do. I wish he could have been a Sun. I really do.
Of course.
That guy is amazing what he does on the court.
I'm not trying to put down Chris Paul. Like, don't take it that way at all.
I get you.
He
But I'm just
deserves
saying,
it.
he got to get out the way first for it to be room.
Yeah,
and you got
'cause there's-
Steph coming back. You got Clay coming back. You got a lot of people coming back.
I'm looking at Team Giannis. Like, the only person that is potentially gonna get close to retiring is Kyle Lowry. Like, everyone else is way young.
Right. That's true. That's
So
true.
Booker's got to either get better. I don't think he cemented it, but he definitely raised some eyebrows with his performance this weekend. Whether or not the stat line didn't necessarily show it, that putback dunk got a lot of people on notice, saying, "Oh, he can do some things that are entertaining that fans actually like. He might be marketable.
Exactly.
Let's get him in here." So that could happen.
We didn't know you could do that. Did you hear the broadcast play that cut?
Yeah. You want me to- I gotta find the tab for it.
Oh,
Here's the cut right
okay.
here.
Won 8 of their last 9. Wow. Okay, Devin Booker.
Yeah, Devin.
Yeah, Reggie Miller didn't see that coming.
Watch some Phoenix Suns games. We see him do that,
And I don't know.
Once in a while, he'll do that every once in a while.
Did Reggie Miller have that type of bounce? I don't know if he had that type of bounce. I don't know.
Reggie couldn't. He wasn't doing that high fly stuff. No way. But Booker's line was 6 points, 4 rebounds. He had 3 turnovers, but it's an all-star game. That's to be expected. You're trying to do fancy stuff and trying to do behind the back and whatever, and trying to get that highlight. And there's a lot of turnovers in that game to begin with. So those turnovers, I don't really look at anything like that. But
you want to go into that 3-point contest real quick, or you want to save that for a little later?
we're going to go in that next, but I just want to ask you a
right.
question on the All-Star game itself and Booker being a part of the All-Star game. Watching that game, did he look out of place or did he look like he fit in?
It seemed like he was having a little bit of a hard time finding a rhythm, but the All-Star game is like that, though, for a lot of people. I mean, unless you're in there for your 8th time like a Chris Paul or LeBron or what have you, it's kind of hard to get into a rhythm in this type of game because everyone's trying to show that they're the best of something. So it's not like everyone's looking for the best pass or the best play until the fourth quarter, of course.
Okay.
But
yeah, because that fourth quarter, it was only a certain amount of points they could play up to.
And the game was on the line, so everyone was just focused on
the game was on the line,
points.
exactly. And Booker was in that fourth quarter, the first beginning of it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that 5 finished the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's my point, is that it's a level that you got to come up to be, okay, we got to put him in that last, that starting 5 at the end of the game. Because Chris Paul was a reserve. He ended up on the court to finish that game because of who he is and what he does on the court.
It's one of those dudes in pickup ball that gets picked last, and all of a sudden you didn't know he could ball and he could ball. But everyone knew he could ball. It was just you didn't think like, oh, I'm going to start you. I don't know.
He just takes over. He's a leader by nature. He just takes over everything. He got LeBron. Come over here, get everybody in the huddle and stuff like this. Dude, I would love to have him on this team,
He's
man,
a floor
to teach
general
these
for
point
sure.
guards how to play point guard, man.
There's not a lot like Chris Paul anymore.
And he got a freaking 2-hand lob in that game, too. I was like, who was that?
And they asked him I don't have the cut for it, but they asked him like mid-game if that was going to happen again. And he's like, no, not that.
Not that.
I won't be doing that again.
2-hand lob and didn't look like he struggled to get up there either.
There must have been
old.
something going on in Chicago. If Booker and Chris Paul are flying through the air, something's going on. I don't know what's in that Gatorade, but.
All right. Okay, you can go ahead and go to the 3-point contest.
All right, I just want to play the last rack. Because it was on the final round. It was a great performance. And I'm just stunned that Buddy Hield took it away from him.
You got 20 going in the rack. Take your time. Take your time. There's 22. Ooh, he needs at least 26. Okay. That's pressure. That's pressure. That is pressure.
Booker set up a lot of pressure for Buddy Hield, and I don't want to play the cut of Buddy Hield because it just makes me mad. I can't believe Buddy Hield comes and takes the crown from Booker. I saw 26. I'm like, oh, he has it. He has it. There's no way Buddy Hield's putting up 27. And on the last shot, he puts up 27. It's just, dagger.
Tell me this, though. Do you see the same thing? Is it something about 2 guys that Booker goes up against that he just always challenges, has a battle with? And Hield is one of them. And when they play the Sacramento Kings, and then the other one is Murray from the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, thankfully
when
Murray
they
didn't
play
get in there.
each other, it's like they go at it. You can tell. It's almost to a point where you almost feel like they don't like each other.
They might not like each other. I mean, at the same point, Booker, with all of his ringing endorsements from the big time pros like Kobe and LeBron, puts a target on your back for those guys that are in that next tier trying to get up. And you can say what you want, but Buddy Hield and Murray are in Booker's tier right now.
And they're definitely in the same tier. That's
so
for sure. Yeah.
You want to get recognized, you take down Booker, and that's exactly what happens. You got a target on your back, and you got to fight every night. And I mean, he did. He did everything he could. He missed a couple shots
and did it in good in dramatic fashion too.
Absolutely.
The last shot.
Absolutely, and that's what it takes to take down
the
Booker.
last shot, and he hit, and then he put all of his 2-point balls, his money balls on that last rack.
Yeah.
So Booker was like, I was counting tens because every ball on that last rack was 2 points. So he said everything he had before he got to that rack, I was adding 10 because
Yeah.
he looked like he was getting hot. So
Yeah, and
Man,
he had 27
yeah,
in the first round, 26 in the second round. Man, that was about as good of a performance as you could have, minus the 2018 performance where he broke that record. So, shout out to Booker, man.
Shout out to both guys. I mean, shout out to all those guys that came out there to the All-Star, festivities. They did a pretty good job. Dunk contest, here we go. Another robbery went down in that.
Oh no, you're gonna take that side.
Oh no, I'm taking that side, dude. That was messed up.
Oh.
Another freaking straight up robbery.
Okay, but here's this.
Aaron Gordon's dunks, every last one of them, were more creative. I mean, and I thought that's what the whole thing was about.
Okay.
It was about being creative and being getting a rise from the crowd.
I will give you that because
His last dunk, when he pulled Taco Fall out of the crowd, that should have been instantly it.
okay, well hold on. He did not clear Taco Fall. You can't tell me he cleared him.
How tall is Taco Fall?
He's like 7'5", right?
Okay, so you take his head off, and he's about what, 7'3"?
No,
I mean, come
what's
on, what does
2
it
inches?
matter?
No, his head is at least 5 inches.
I mean, 7 feet still. He's still clear a 7-foot guy. I mean, come on now.
I'm with you, but he didn't clear. I'm not taking that argument at all. I won't agree with that.
Okay,
But
I'll stay with that too. Even if he didn't clear him, that should have just been a 1-point deduction.
it's impressive. It's impressive for sure. I'd like to see Derrick Jones Jr. go over Taco Fall. When they were going back and forth with like the tie, we should have had to have people match each other's dunks.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Because
But
on the
speaking of
creativity side that you were talking about, Derrick
Uh-huh.
Jones Jr., the majority of his legs, his dunks were going through the same leg.
through his legs.
So I
We've
would give
seen
you
so
that.
many times here from
I was
Phoenix.
still impressed though.
I'm impressed. But
They were
I've
great.
seen it before.
Of course.
Aaron's dunks, he was coming with some new stuff.
Yeah, they were different. They were
That
different.
one he did off the side of the backboard, like he looked like he was like I don't know, like an angel flying around or something. He was doing a pirouette or something, but that was freaking awesome.
But see, here's the thing. Right before Gordon's last dunk, I thought Derrick was robbed with the almost free throw dunk, the MJ replica type dunk. I thought he was robbed on that. I thought that should have been a 50. So then I was like, oh, he got robbed. And then Aaron Gordon did it, and then they robbed him. And I'm like, what is happening? Are they reading Twitter?
Here's the thing. This is what screwed the whole thing up.
Dwayne Wade.
Thank you. Dwayne Wade being biased.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Yeah, Dwayne Wade being biased. And why the heck is Black Panther on the dang on panel judging a dang on dunk contest?
They always got to have somebody from.
Why?
They always got to have somebody from movies in there. They always have one.
Not all dunkers up there and NBA players to go ahead, because that would have easily been Aaron Gordon winning that, or it would have been what D Wade tried to do, walk off as a tie. He tried to do that, but the NBA wouldn't let him do it.
I was gonna say maybe he was from Chicago, but he's from South Carolina, so that is not even reason for that. So
I don't know why the hell he was even up there. I was like, okay, this dude, he might like basketball, but what the hell he gonna do up there? But what he did.
I would have loved to see Dr. J or
Somebody.
Wilkins in there because they were both talking. They had opinions. You could hear it.
And you can see the player perspective. Players are going to be biased to their team, so that's
Yeah.
what D Wade ended up doing.
And he used
said
to
somebody
play with
told me I
him.
had to have somebody to win, so he going to go for who he going to go for. You know that.
Yeah, it's a former
But-
teammate.
Pippen, and you could tell. Oh, that was a dunk, and you just judged it as according to that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's just they got to keep this thing NBA, keep it dunkers that are judging this thing, and stop getting these dang on actors coming out of the dang on woodworks.
Here's the thing. Both players, after however many extra rounds it was, felt a lot like this guy.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home.
Think
now.
I go home now. But the one thing about those judges that got to me, and I don't think anybody's mentioned this, but the one thing that if you're thinking about it, and you said, D Wade said it came down to the NBA saying they had to make somebody win.
Of course.
It couldn't be a tie. Okay, you had to factor in what happened to him last time. You had to factor that in, that he got robbed last time. And you going to sit there and rob this dude again?
Yeah.
Come on now. That was just wrong right there. That was just flat out wrong.
The dunk contest is weird like that, man. I've always had this opinion that no matter who they put in that panel, it's never who's supposed to be in that panel. Because I still haven't seen a dunk contest with LeBron frickin' James in it, and I'm kind of mad about that.
Never see that.
I'm kind of mad about that. Because that's something that the world needs to see. That is a guy who can actually dunk the ball that makes you go, holy cow, that was insane.
Right.
Not that he's got the best tricks, but the ferocity that this guy puts the ball in the hoop is just bar none. So Derrick Jones Jr. is a great dunker, one of the best dunkers in the NBA right now. I'll give you that.
Right.
But if I want to see a dunk contest, I want to see guys who also aren't even in the NBA.
Exactly.
Have it be a play-in. Have there be a play-in for the dunk contest.
Or something. How about letting the NBA say you cannot turn it down when we ask you to come out?
Yeah, well, that's going to be hard to do.
Put that in the dang clause to get people out there to do what they're supposed to do, because they're starting to get it back hype now. It's back now, so how do you keep it up?
You put friggin' LeBron James in it.
Exactly. You put the superstars in there. That's how you're going to keep it going. You're listening to the Casual Sports Show. My man, Sean McConnell, Earl Burnett right here in the house every Monday night. You know how we do it, Bird Gang. And we got our man from the Bird Gang, from our Arizona Cardinals, Devin Thompson, going to join us. Stick around, Bird Gang. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.
We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a while, so don't nobody go nowhere.
MPX, a neighborhood joint located at 4717 East Bell Road, is not just another restaurant. It's a community partner and gathering point. At MPX, everything is made from scratch. The menu is a creative spin on traditional American classics. Every item on the menu has a story behind it. From Ashley's Biscuit Chili, raised short ribs, to the PB&J French toast, there's a new favorite waiting for you. In addition to being the ideal neighborhood joint, MPX is committed to uplifting the community, partnering with local schools, hosting benefits, and give back. If you're looking to schedule an event, MPX, a neighborhood joint, is the perfect location to come together. And while you're there, be sure to check out the 195-inch TV. For more information, call MPX at...
Whether a growing family or an upcoming retirement, Debbie Bishop of Homeowners Financial Group, USA, LLC, is there to help. As a generational lender, Debbie assists everyone from first-time homebuyers to seniors looking into reverse mortgages. With products like FHA, VA, conventional, and jumbo financing, Debbie will work with you to find the loan to best fit your needs. Call 480-305-8505 for a consultation or apply online at homeownersfg.com/Debbie Bishop. NMLS number 234947, BK 0906222, and MLS number 93718, Equal Housing Lender.
Tune in to the hottest hip-hop music in the valley. Music from all the local artists, only right here on KSRN, the hottest internet radio station on the web. Featuring artists like Blaine Coffee, J Love, Bad Hollywood, Frontline Music Militia, and more. Hip-hop all night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. daily, right here on KSRN, Arizona.
Merry New Year! In this country, we say Happy New Year. Happy New Year!
From all of us here at Casual Sports Radio Network.
Larry has returned. Stop lying. Larry.
You need Larry. Larry!
Send a message. Larry.
Larry! Fitzgerald has returned.
This is Larry Fitzgerald. You listen to the exclusive voice of the Bird Gang, Casual Sports.
This is Cliff Kingsbury, and you're listening to the second best sounding voice in the Valley, Casual E, on the Casual Sports Show here on KSRM, Arizona.
Welcome back into the Kazual House Bird Gang. Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E, my man Sean McConnell. And you know we do this every Monday night, and we always talk Cardinals no matter what. Season in, season out, it does not matter. We're going to talk Cardinals. So we're going to get into that in a minute here, so stick around.
On 3rd and 7, Garoppolo. It's intercepted, tipped, and it's another Cardinal takeaway. Jalen Thompson on the deflection.
Yeah. We got in the house Devin Thompson, father of Jalen Thompson, a part of our Bird Gang Cardinals here, and he's going to be joining us tonight. Devin, are you there with us? Okay, let me turn you up a little bit. Can you hear me now? Okay, let me get my phone turned up. For some reason, I'm not able to hear you. You're kind of coming in really low. I know it's not you. Trust me, it's always my freaking audio.
Just sing the ABCs and we'll get with you in a second.
Sing the ABCs and we'll get with you.
That way we can hear it coming through.
Huh? Yeah, it was fine just a minute ago, but okay, we got to just go ahead and do this thing. I can hear you okay, but I can hear you, but it would have to be a little bit louder. I don't know if Sean can hear you at all. Can you hear him at all?
Nope.
Nothing?
No.
Are you kidding me right now? Oh, wow, this is incredible. All right, okay, don't trip. Give me a second here.
Okay. There we go.
What'd you say?
That works.
You can hear it now?
Yeah. Damon, how's it going? We're good. We're good.
We are fabulous. Every Monday night we do this Cardinals show. You're about the third parent of a player we have come on the show.
This is the exclusive show of the player parents.
This is the player parent show, period. So we love having the parents come in and talk about their sons or daughters or whatever it may be. But welcome into the Kazual House. I'm Earl Burnett. He's Sean McConnell, the co-host of the show. And we just want to rap with you. Come in and sit and talk Cardinals with us. All right. Take me through. It's getting close to the draft again, of course. Coming up in a few months. Take me through draft night, and then your anticipation of what you expected on draft night, and then what ended up happening. Was that everything that you expected, or what was your expectations on draft night for Jalen? Exactly.
So he had to go through the supplemental draft because he had took a banned substance that he was unaware that he had took.
Okay.
And because he was under the impression he was taking some chocolate powder stuff that you put in your milk and you just drink it, him and his roommate, and it was an accident or a mistake, and it happened, and so we didn't get the chance to do the normal draft like any other player. So we had to go about doing the supplemental draft, and he did a workout at Downey High School for, I believe, like 29 teams. It was 29 teams came through. He did a workout, and it looked like the Arizona Cardinals liked him. They picked him.
Right. Right, and he was viewed as the best prospect in that supplemental draft, and probably should have been, of course, in the actual draft. And that's why I asked you earlier about what you want to talk about, because we didn't know if you wanted to get into all those details. But we appreciate you sharing that with us, because the draft is kind of fickle like that. Those little types of things should not stop what the guy, his talent shows. And we thought that he was way better and should have been in the actual draft that night. So going forward, looking at his progress and what he's done so far this year, coming on strong at the end, having been able to play the whole season almost, what do you think he has to work on to be the next level and to stay in the starting lineup?
Continue working like he's been doing this off season. Continue working. I think he can probably get a couple of more interceptions and and he's gonna be jumping some routes and and just doing whatever Vance and Mark want him to do.
Right.
He's gonna just work hard like he always. Jalen has always been a hard worker. Always been a hard worker. I mean, from the time he was a little kid in Pop Warner all the way till now. So you just keep doing what he's doing, working hard, and listening to your coaches. He should be fine.
Right.
Damon, Sean McConnell here. Talk about what is it with the Cardinals and safeties from Washington? How does this work? I mean, you got Budda Baker from Washington, you got Jalen from Washington State. Talk about his time there, what he learned there, and yeah, what are we doing recruiting all these guys from Washington? This seems kind of fishy to me.
I know, Budda. I know Jalen got the chance to play against Budda 1 year at the Apple Cup, where Washington State and Washington, they discussed their like rivalry type game, and got a chance to play against them. But I know he didn't think ever in his wildest dreams that they would be on the same team.
Right.
Then not only is Budda there, then you got Byron Murphy.
Yep. Byron Murphy. Yep.
Yeah, he came from UW as well. So that's another guy. So it's kind of like 2-on-1 there. But it's all they all get along and they have good fun with it and everything. But I know it's just a Washington Arizona connection there.
Right. When you just said earlier about him listening to his coaches and all those type of things, you as the dad, now you're a fan. Do you critique him and do you get to talk to him and tell him, hey, I think you need to do this or do that, or do you just kind of just stay out of the way and let him just be the professional that he is and see and then critique him from a distance?
You know what? I can't stay away. That's my boy.
Right.
I've been critiquing him since he was knee high to a puppy.
Exactly.
I can't stay away, but I tell him, son, maybe you should have looked at this, or maybe you should have, did that, and he listens, but for the most part, he's more or less so listening more to his coaches. He's listening way more to them than me. I just try to get my point across every now and then when I can.
Right. So let's talk about the team. I mean, we know Jalen's a part of the team now, and this is our Cardinal team. So as a fan, what do you think this team needs going forward on a defensive end? Let's go defensive end since Jalen plays on the defensive end. What do you think we need to get this defense up to par and get it back into like a playoff contending defense?
I'm glad you asked me that.
Uh-oh.
Are you going to point the finger at somebody we don't know? Okay.
A couple weeks ago, I was reading an interview. I'm always online looking at Arizona Cardinals stuff and so on and so forth. And I was reading an interview, and they interviewed Patrick Peterson, and they asked him like something to the effect of what does he think about the secondary and how can what can happen to make it better. And his thing was keep us together.
Okay.
Keep us all together. I think that keep them together and just make them have them gel and get tighter and as you saw at least in my opinion, like the last I'm gonna say 5 games of the season look like they start gelling and
You're right.
hits and just they finally start coming together like the last five games of the season. So I'm very optimistic.
Okay.
And I think that's just going to carry over to this year that's coming up. I think that's going to carry over. So as far as I'm concerned, that's what needs to happen. Keep them together. It was Peterson, Murphy, Jalen, Budda, and what's the I know he hurt himself in the beginning of the season, but I even think he'll be a good compliment. Was it Robert?
Robert Alford, yep.
Yeah, Robert Alford, the corner. Yeah. That's an excellent point that you make. I mean, that's a really excellent point because, I mean, from the inside, I mean, I don't know if there's some inside news that you can give us, but as Jalen as a player, what did he think about Patrick Peterson? I mean, as far as Pat looking as though everybody thought that he was really not wanting to be here, but now started to play a lot better at the end, and now Jalen together. So you think, does he know? Is he confirmed, or is he confident that he thinks Pat will actually be here? Right. 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 Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, I mean, on a lighter subject here, I mean, you as a parent and Jalen in the community now, like, is there anything that you would like to do, or do you guys have a family type of thing that you want to go through as far as a charity that's close to your heart, something that you're going to be doing in the community for as an Arizona Cardinal for Jalen first, and then as the Thompson family doing like a benefit or something? Is anything like that charitable in the works right now for you guys? Right. Right. Oh, that's cool. That would be awesome. Well, just so you guys do something like that. This radio station is always in the community, and we're deep in the community. We're doing things left and right. When people reach out, we draw the crowd, we draw the bird gang to whatever's going on. So we are there to help you if you ever need help in getting something out to the bird gang, or getting word out, or whatever it may be. Just reach out to us, and we got your back, man. Yeah, that's my man. Oh yeah, happy birthday! I gave him that too on Facebook. But shout out to Anthony for getting us in touch with you and everything. Because he said you're good people, and we already know Bird Gang is good people. And he's a really still good connection in the Bird Gang, even though he's kind of laying low right now. But he's still a good connection in there. But we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. This has been awesome. And anytime you feel like you want to give us some information about something that's going down, let us know and come on into the house, man. Absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate that, and you did a hell of a job critiquing them and raising them and getting them to the being one of those high standard type of guys. And I think he'll be around for a long time too. I really do. We were just talking about this earlier about the two Thompsons. We were thinking, okay, the Alabama kid's gonna be, and then Jalen just exploded,
stole the show.
So we were looking forward to seeing how he's gonna keep gelling with this team and probably become a good solid star player in this league for the Cardinals, man. So we appreciate you coming in again, and thanks again.
And we forgive you for the whole Washington State thing.
Gotta love it. That's Devin Thompson, father of Jalen Thompson, our Arizona Cardinals safety, came into the Kazual House tonight and gave us a few minutes. That was awesome. All right, man, we're gonna take a quick break here and get this dang audio back up to where it's supposed to be. I don't know what the hell. I'm gonna blow this thing up, dude. Just call it. Just blow this thing up.
Oh man, come on.
Call it, man. I'm gonna call it. You listen to the Kazual Sports Show. Earl Burnett, the technical not inclined, and Sean McConnell on the other side.
Oh.
Backbird gang. Peace. We'll be right back.
Here's the avenue that will give you the chance to be heard. Dropping a new single, dropping a new album. KSRN is the place where you can be heard live, on air, and uncensored. Yes, you heard me, uncensored. Right here on our live station from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. daily. Don't just play your music, we feature your music with live DJs and premiere shows that will drop your album live on air. For more information, go to our website at www.ksrnaz.com. Again, that's www.ksrnaz.com. Fill out the information form and get started having your music heard. The best feature about KSRN playing your music is that there's no competing against major record labels and major existing artists. We only drop the local up-and-coming artists right here on KSRN, your Kazual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Hey, yo, what's good, Bird Gang? This is J Love. And where do you go when you want to get all the information about the Arizona Cardinals? Of course, you come to Kazual Sports in the Kazual House. You can.
This is Larry Fitzgerald. You listen to the exclusive voice of the Bird Gang, Kazual Sports.
Welcome back into the Kazual House, Bird Gang. And thank you again to Devin Thompson for coming in to the Kazual House.
That's a good interview, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Let me cut this music down a minute. So we're gonna stay on Cardinals, man, because there's some things that, of course, you already know, of course, what's going on right now. They made some moves today, of course.
I wish I would have wrote this down because this would have made me look real smart because I called this, but I called it out loud and only one person heard me. So what are you gonna do? DJ Humphries was extended 3-year, $45 million deal, 29 guaranteed. A little bit of a big chunk right there, but our tackles are secure. That's 3 out of 5 linemen are locked in.
Wow. Okay, so DJ's got a deal, but it wasn't a long-term 5-year deal. But I like what you just said. The 3-year deal, we talked about this earlier. The 3-year deal, I think, is perfect, like you said, because I don't want to say that DJ's the type of guy that would lax and be cool, like he got a big long-term deal, but
at the same time, he's been unavailable for seasons at a time.
Right.
So this is the safer bet for both players, both people involved. So this is a good deal by Steve Keim, and honestly a good deal for DJ Humphries as well. So
yeah, that was a perfect way of looking at it. But it's a good deal, good value for what he is. And if he gets better, then it's even more icing on the cake. I think he'll be better. I think he'll get better.
Sometimes for him, it's just being available. His availability is his best asset as a lineman. That's the best thing you can provide for your team. So I like him. And besides, now we have a quarterback who can escape almost anything. So just having DJ there makes me feel better.
Right. So now that the offensive line looks kind of like it's starting to get at least some stability, do you see any other offensive line moves going forward?
That's such a weird market for me to pick because you never really know what Steve Keim or the rest of the front office is going to decide. Are they going to go run-heavy offensive line, pass-heavy offensive line, a mix of both? Are they going to go utility linemen to fill in the spots? It's a weird bag for me. I don't see that. What I do see articles and rumblings about are, unfortunately for Damon Thompson, on the defensive backfield side of the ball, Tony Jefferson was cut by the Ravens. That is a name that is relinked back to the Cardinals, as well as I want to say it was Darius Slay who was cut. That's another name that could be linked to the Cardinals. Would be a interesting get with a 3-time Pro Bowler there. So there are some names brewing up on the defensive side of the ball that may or may not get the trigger pulled on.
Don't you think that Tony Jefferson's past his time for as a Cardinal as far as coming back and being the same player that he was when he was here?
He definitely had a regression. He had an ACL tear, so it's going to be hard to see if he can get back to that same shape. But Tony's the guy who works his butt off. He wasn't given a spot on any team. He worked his way to get here, being undrafted, and also I like Tony's work ethic. That's a guy that comes between you and the other guy. He's going to try and beat the other guy. So I don't know if they could do it. There's a lot of young talent on this backfield now. Like Patrick said, keep them together. But if Patrick was at the table and Steve Keim said, I'm bringing Tony back, I think Patrick would be okay with that. So we'll see what's going to happen. It's going to get interesting, I think.
Right. I think it will. Let's jump on another subject about the team getting better and going forward. Steve Keim was recently on a radio network or a radio show, and he spoke, openly about, I can't say he spoke openly, but he kind of gave us one of those go around the, bush type answers to a lot of questions. But at the same time, we know he can't answer those questions right now anyway.
But there was one that was answered.
It was answered, but it's just not answered to what we would think that we want to hear. But he talked about who's going to be the running back. And they asked him who's going to be the running back for going forward for the Cardinals.
I think to me that's a simple answer, which is the guy who is under contract and the guy who earns it.
I mean, the guy who's under contract and the guy who earns it, really? So he's trying to tell us Kenyon hadn't earned it? Kenyon have not earned it?
I think what he's saying is we have this guy, because he's already gone out and said that they can't cut David Johnson because he's owed $10 million.
Yeah, we know that.
So that's the guy who's under contract, and the guy who's earned it is Kenyon Drake. So I think what Steve Keim is trying to say is I'm going to take both. Like, you ask Steve Keim, you want chocolate or vanilla? I want both. I'm the same way, Steve. I don't blame you. Why not take both? We'll put David at wide receiver and we'll just figure it out since he's already under contract and we're paying him anyway. And nobody apparently wants him at the deadline. That's fine. We'll keep him.
Cutting him is not an option. Not only the cap hit, but you're still paying the cash as well. So it's it wouldn't be responsible for me or the organization to do that. But if David Johnson isn't the starter, he still has a significant role. The guy still creates big-time mismatches in the passing game. He still brings kick return ability. There's a number of things, and you can't have just one back. You have to have a platoon of backs. We've seen that. So there's enough carries to go around to have multiple players there.
Hey,
Man,
Earl,
he's stretching that out, man.
Earl, if we have to have a platoon of multiple backs, our platoon is rolling with spinning rims coming into this thing with how much money these guys are going to be getting.
He is reaching big time. You know what I think this is? I think just hearing that interview or that part of that interview, what he just said in that response about David Johnson seems like leverage to me.
You don't think he's trying to play him up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to leverage him to move him up and try to get him to play him up because it's like we didn't play him last year. And he put on some bad film for everybody. So we got to let everybody know that we really still like this guy. He's really. I promise you, he's really good.
That's a hard sell. Hey, he's sitting at the poker table with a 2 and a 3, and the dude across him has got 2 aces.
Exactly.
That's not a good
sell.
He's
trying to get somebody to sucker into that trade big time. But what do you do? Can you really? If they can't cut him, so there's only one trade that makes sense out there. That would be
what do you got?
Tampa Bay. But is Tampa Bay really that stupid?
No, because they came from us. They know what David is.
Exactly.
Well, they also know what David is. So
right.
Maybe that would be great. But
does this thing really come down to David just can't play in the system of Cliff Kingsbury and would look better in BA's system? I think there's a little bit more to it than that.
It might be more to it than that, honestly. There might have just been a physical regression, or maybe that not wanting to get hit mentality. It happens. But another suitor that I don't know. There was rumors a while ago about it was Philadelphia. I feel like that could still be a possibility. Maybe the Colts even, but they got to get him for the right price. So we got to eat some money to do it. And I just don't see Steve doing that.
I got a feeling he's going to be on the team next year.
Yeah,
I got a feeling,
and that's okay.
But my hope is that he's on the team next year and he balls out, and then maybe you open up the door for somebody to really come after him to get it from you, or he stays part of the team. Now, I don't see how that's going to work as far as him staying a running back.
Right. Because you have 2 guys going for the ball now.
Exactly. Now you got a guy that, of course, if you pay him, if we keep Kenyon Drake, and I'm hoping we will, if we keep Kenyon Drake and he comes back and he's in this offense and he does what he did last year and gets better and and is what he is,
right?
David is definitely going to be not touching the ball as a running back because like you said, Chase is got to get some touches
this year.
And so now, I'm sorry. So now they're telling us that he like Keim said, he's good out of the back. As a receiver, and he's a kick return specialist or whatever. Okay, if those are is that his role now? You've taken away the dynamic that made David Johnson.
Yeah,
he's not a running back now. Now you can pinpoint exactly what he's gonna do on the field. So that takes away his dynamic. So he instantly won't be effective as he was as a running back to do that.
What it boils down to is Steve Keim is taking the safest bet for 2020. What he's doing is he's gonna re-sign Drake. He would get kicked out of this room fast if he didn't. So he's gonna re-sign Drake. He's gonna keep David Johnson being DJ in this scenario, since we have so many DJs on the team. What he's going to hope for is that if Drake regresses, that David Johnson steps up, or if Drake is still good and David Johnson steps up, that you can flip one of them for an asset that you need back. That is the best case scenario, is by keeping both. But if next year comes and goes and David is still there and Drake is still there and they're both healthy and they're either performing or not performing, you are now in an issue. You now have a problem. This year is the year of see if I can flip one of them and go from there.
Yeah, it's a chancy thing too. And then what does that do? What does that do to your cap space? And how does that affect your free agency? How does that affect everything going forward if David can't be moved and you can't get something back or get something for him? Now and I'm saying I don't want to say stuck with him because, I guess you can make something out of him and make him, something out of it, but man, does that affect what we have as far as the moves we have to make in free agency going forward?
Well, being able to trade him would have been the best way to get rid of that contract, right? And so if that's not the option, then you're stuck with what you have. So that's that money that you're getting hit with, and that's exactly how it affects your plans going forward. But the Cardinals still do have one of the top 5 in salary cap allowance that they can wiggle around with. So if Steve Keim can stay bargain friendly, keep shopping at the Goodwill and find the good finds this time and not the Macklemore finds, because we don't buy that Seahawk crap. So if you do the Macklemore finds or whatever, you can get some bargain buys for some pieces that we need that aren't going to be your ballers, but they're going to be your role players and get the job done like he used to do, except for last year.
But aren't
then
we
should
tired
be
of
all
that
right.
though? The bargain stuff and the Steve time signs. And...
I'm not if they produce.
No?
Last year they didn't produce, so that was the first strike on that aspect of his abilities.
Correct. That's true.
You got the Dwight Freeney signing. That was a huge signing. You had the John Abraham. That was great. Those things work. You don't ever blink an eye. When you had the complete fail that he had last year with his free agent signings, Swearinger and we had Phylon, who was going to be a huge run stopper for us, and he didn't even see the light of day. Didn't even see the light of day. He didn't pass the character test at all.
Right.
But if he can hit on some of these guys again, then we should be all right. Man. We should be all right.
Okay, there's some rumblings going around that a certain receiver is going to not get signed by a certain team.
Oh no!
And everybody thinks that certain team or that certain receiver should be signed in free agency by the Cardinals.
Oh no!
And that is Amari Cooper from the Dallas Cowboys. They're saying that they might not. Jerry Jones and them might have not had any talks with him about signing him back yet
because they still don't have their quarterback signed.
Right. And so they're trying to say he's being a free agent that he will be. Will Dallas put up the money for him, or they think he will fit in Arizona as opposed to Dallas? And I'm kind of baffled with that. I don't see that fit. Maybe I'm missing something.
Here's where the writers are they're right, and they're also wrong. Here's where they're right. They're right because any wide receiver with hands who can catch a ball is going to be good in this offense. Period.
Okay.
Now, here's where they're wrong. You have the first round pick. You have a pick that matches just perfectly with the mock drafts out there saying that
is
Kyler's friend, CD freaking Lamb, and Cliff Kingsbury's friend, CD freaking Lamb, is going to be right there for you for a rookie deal. Now, I think a rookie deal is going to be a little bit cheaper than what Amari Cooper is going to be asking for. So why don't we use that money, Cardinals, on something better like, I don't know, a linebacker who can go sideline to sideline. I haven't said that in a couple weeks. It feels good to say it again.
Right. And you might end up getting that receiver that comes in and lights the NFL up like a Randy Moss did with the connection coming in with his quarterback. I mean, I'm just saying you might catch lightning like, whoa, and blow the league up.
It does so much for you when you and your receiver have chemistry before you even learn the playbook.
Right, exactly.
Boom,
I mean, it's a no-brainer. You can't mess that up. We said it several times on this show before, and we're going to keep saying it till draft is over with. And we have him on the D, hopefully.
Man.
But you can't miss on this. This is too easy. It's a star wide receiver getting his quarterback. He knows your system. He knows his quarterback. He knows the quarterback. It's too easy.
Earl, the Cardinals haven't had an easier decision since Adrian Peterson. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But Jerry Jeudy's creeping up and kind of getting a lot more.
That's fine, too.
Than CD, and I'm good with that. If we get a Jerry Jeudy, that's cool. But guess what? Jerry Judy's going to have a bigger curve to learn this offense and to learn Kyler, and a year's going to go by. He's got to learn all of that.
Yeah,
I would take my chances on this guy CD Lamb being a star that he was going to be. I know he's going to be. I just got this feeling he's going to be because I look at this dude on tape has everything that a receiver needs. Now, of course, everybody that's a rookie coming in the year is going to have something they got to get better at. We know that. Right off the bat, you give him his quarterback that he played with and put up high numbers with in college.
And Cliff's going to go in.
System.
Cliff's going to go in and say, "Yeah, you know what this terminology is. You remember this a couple years ago when I was still here? Oh yeah. Okay, we're good. That's all I need to know, Steve. We'll take him."
Right. Exactly. We'll see. But Amari Cooper just doesn't get me excited. I don't know why.
If Jay's still watching, it just doesn't quite curl right.
Right. Exactly. That dude loves the spotlight, which is what every receiver does, which is fine, but you got to love the spotlight when there's a big game and show up. And he has a lot of issues sometimes when the big games are on the line. He don't show up all the time.
That's true.
So I don't want that guy to disappear all the time. I want that guy that's a dog that wants that ball in his hand no matter what. And so him coming and learning from Fitz 1 year, oh man, it's a perfect scenario for this team.
It couldn't get better if you ask me.
Exactly. It can't get no better. But we got to do this before we get out of here. This is something we do every time we.
Oh, I got something for this.
We find it.
Here's to those who just.
Something wrong with his head. Must mean can't get right. Ain't that right?
That's the kid's name? Yep. No, can't get right. Can't get right. This is you, baby. You can't get right. Can't get right.
Can't get right.
There's always some people that just can't do it right and do some crazy stuff out there to make you flip your lid. So what you got, man?
I don't know if this is going to come in with the two music going in back and forth, but I'll give it a shot here. Now, the NBA All-Star Game was this weekend, right?
Right.
And before every game, there's this song that they sing, right? It's
Oh,
called,
my God.
It's called the National Anthem. Now, there happens to be this legendary, I'm going to give her some props, legendary singer, Shaka Khan, right?
Let me hold up. I got killed. Let me.
Yeah, you kill that music right now because I'm playing. You know I'm going to play
this one because
Shaka Khan decided, you know, hey, what Fergie did last year was pretty interesting. I wonder if I can do better than that. And here's what ended up happening.
Come on, this is gonna drag out.
Yeah, this is a 7-minute song. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Hold on. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh my God.
Kyle Lowry looking around like, somebody please get the shepherd's hook.
Oh my gosh.
Exit
That's
stage
a little
left.
overboard right there, man.
Oh, that was a lot.
I got to say,
This is the best. Bad. That was bad.
I got to say, I mean, you don't want to make this the type of thing like this, but I got to say, African American people do that to songs sometimes, and they think they're cutting it up and trying to do this. And she was doing her version of what Jennifer Hudson just did in that Kobe tribute, where she killed it. I mean, that was singing right there.
They definitely put the performance on the right part right there.
Exactly. But then she tried to come out, I can blow like that. And blew that song.
That's my Jim from The Office face.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. We got to do one more on Can't Get Right, and it's got to be, I know you can chime
Shaka
in.
Khan. Oh, wait, sorry. We already did that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's got to be the crappy so-called crap apology that the Astros did about this dang on cheat gate thing they did. Well, what was that, man? I mean, they came out and went around every bush you can find in the dang on parking lot.
No, that was definitely you're not going to take it away, and I don't regret it one bit.
I'm not admitting to anything.
I don't feel bad about it one bit.
Yeah, I mean, to apologize is to apologize for what you did.
To admit wrong and to
admit
show
wrong,
remorse.
and at the same time, like with my kids, sorry for what?
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm sorry. No. Don't just come with that. I'm sorry. You sorry for what?
Yeah.
And you got to be specific on what you were sorry for.
And how it made other people
feel. How it made somebody else feel or hurt somebody else. And how it just, man.
It was ridiculous, and it was
ridiculous.
Completely brazen. But what's almost as bad, I'm not going to say it's worse, but as bad as that, like all of California, like Little League teams aren't allowed to use Houston anymore, and they're like boycotting and crying in the streets of this stuff.
Right.
Get over it.
It's going to be interesting to see how that team is accepted by the rest of the team, because I think they lost a lot of respect around the league from every player. And when players start to lose respect, look out. I guarantee you this. Mark these words. There will be a brawl, and Houston's going to be involved in it this season.
I wish I had the video queued up. There's the Billy Bob Thornton remake of Bad News Bears when he's beaming every kid with the ball. They remade that and put all the Houston players' names under the kids.
Yeah, it's coming.
And they put Altuve as the kid who only spoke Spanish, and he starts cursing in Spanish. I almost lost it today at work.
It's coming.
It's too good.
You know it's coming. Oh, we love doing this show, man. You listened to another edition of the Casual Sports Show. I want to thank Devin.
Yeah.
Thompson again for coming in. You are always welcome in the Bird Gang in the Kazual House, and we would definitely get something set up where we can get you in here as far as in the studio too. So, but Another edition, man, is done with, and we will catch you next week, Bird Gang. Remember to catch us online, www.ksrnaz.com, the best internet radio station on the web, bar none, the exclusive voice of the Bird Gang. We'll catch you next week, Bird Gang. Peace.
See you.